Hi, this is the Professional Amateur Hour coming to you with another review. This week, Leo sent me We Found Something. And this 2022 film was directed by Jesse Heisel and stars Leslie Gladney, Nathan Owen, and Jesse Hazel, among others, of course. The story of this movie is that there's this brother and sister, and they don't really get along, but they have decided to go on this little hiking trip to go to some rock climbing place. And they are all filming it as well. They seem to be filming it for the guy's girlfriend, which doesn't really make sense in the overall thing, but it is what it is. They're filming it regardless. And so after, going to go there, do a little bit of climbing, and on their way back, they discover that there might be a rat man in the area. So then the next day they go back to try to find the rat man and see what's going on there. Unfortunately, though, they may find a little bit more than they expected. What will happen, though? Well, for that, you gotta watch the movie and find out. Alright, so let's discuss this movie. So with this one, it is a found footage movie, and I'm not usually a found footage film type of person. I know Leo is, and there's a few other people who kind of make videos around here that certainly are into found footage. So with this one, it kind of seems like it's a stereotypical, found footage thing. They think the kind of the director or the director within the movie says he just kind of like found it while out hunting or whatever, and so now he's kind of put it all together and he's showing it to you. And so that's kind of the premise of it all. But with this one, I gotta say I did enjoy the second half. Once it really kind of gets going with the monster and all the stuff that they find going on, it really does become interesting. They even find like another person's like phone or victim's phone, and it's like a YouTuber, and their thing is just so funny where they have like, I think like 300 subs or something, and they're doing a camp in the woods for 24-hour challenge, and their little segment is really fun. It's like a 10-minute or 15-minute segment where they're just going through the footage, and I thought that was fun. All the stuff with the rat man and them actually trying to track it down, and then how it engages with them is all really interesting. And then the ending really caught me by surprise. I'm not going to give it away or anything like that, but I certainly was surprised. It was a pleasant surprise when you do get, caught out like this. Certainly something you don't see coming, so that is good as well. So the second half of this one certainly is good. In addition, I would say it does have one jump scare that actually got me. I'm always happy when, a jump scare actually gets me. Usually they're so well prepared and you can see them coming and all that different type of stuff. But with this one, it really did make me jump out of my seat. I couldn't believe it. So of course I was happy with that. The rat man was interesting. I enjoyed the rat man. I know it's just a guy in a costume, and not even a very good costume at times. You can kind of like see his belt. I just like that. I don't know. I did enjoy how he engaged with the main characters and how much he was actually in it. Some of these things, they're only in it for like 5 minutes at the end, but not this one. He's actually like does stuff, so that's really good. I did enjoy that. And so certainly with this movie, the second half, there are good things in it. And that brings me to what doesn't work with this film. Well, certainly there is the first half of the film, and with the first half, it's all just kind of set up and them going on this hike and then doing some mountain climbing and not necessarily bickering, but annoying each other. There's one character who's like purposely annoying, and that's his whole thing. Like they're brother-sister, team, and brothers can be quite annoying, as I'm sure many of you know. And so he's just there annoying her, and it's like ridiculous scenes, like they're just walking and talking, or they're in a car driving and talking, or just in a room and talking, and he's just there trying to be annoying. So it's not like the best character to watch, even like an interesting character to watch. More kind of gets to you, I would say. And the scenes go on forever as well. It goes on for like 10 minutes and longer even. And so I did find my mind wandering to different subjects, just within my own mind, trying to entertain myself. And so the first half was just the pace of it all does hurt it. I think it is a kind of not a slog, but certainly dull to get through. And so you are rewarded if you can, stick with it. But it's just tough to get through that first half. So it's one of those things where it is difficult to see, but I think the payoff might be worth it. Maybe not so much, but it could be if you're into this type of stuff. In addition to that, there seems like there's a lot of things that just aren't explained, particularly with a found footage movie. Why you're filming is so crucial to the movie to make sense and everything like that. And this one, you're just never really told, or it's never really explained or explained well so that you actually understand it. It seems like they're filming for the girlfriend of the guy, but that doesn't really make sense because she's never like established as a filmmaker. And then how things work out with the sister's secret doesn't really work. Like, why would you want to film all of this? It doesn't make sense. But they are filming it, so we do get to see it. It's just one of those things that you can't question why they're filming it. Kind of think it makes for like a sloppy explanation, but it is what it is. So you can't blame them too much for having any reason to film, even if it's not a very good one. In addition, the acting is not very good. It seems like it's all kind of like improv lines and stuff, and that just certainly does affect the overall thing. As it goes along, they kind of seem to be more focused, but at the beginning, it just seems like they're just kind of like making it up the whole time, and that is a problem with the acting. The actors also like look directly into the camera sometimes when they're not supposed to. I'll throw up some footage while I'm talking, but it's kind of ridiculous. And it happens quite early on as well, when the camera, I guess, is like mistakenly pressed on and he just like keeps looking directly into the camera. I understand if you're like vlogging or whatever, you're looking into the camera, but it's just one of those things where it's like, give me a break with this type of stuff, So yeah, there's also that. As for my recommendation, well, I think if you're into found footage movies, maybe you just have to be okay with kind of that low budget and that really long kind of drawn out takes. But if you can stick through it, I think you'll be rewarded with the ending. So, there is that. So if that sounds like something you want to do, then yeah, press play on this one. You can find it on Tubi. As for my rating, well, I'll give it the score of 3 because I thought it was very meh in the end, especially, having to sit through that first half made it not really worth it to get to the second half, but if you do stick with it, the second half does pay off. So yeah, it's a weird kind of rating that way. If it was just the first half, it would be much lower, and if it was just the second half, I'm sure it would be higher. And so yeah, overall, very meh. And with that being said, I think that's all I wanted to say. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.